Hang on, let me just relocate this mic. Probably just attach it to my beard.
I'm Cal.
I'm Elliot.
Welcome to Shitbox. Busy week.
Busy week.
Proper busy week. So what have we had this week? We've
I've
Sunday.
moved
You've moved house.
from one end of the country to the other.
I did 10 hours in the car on Sunday in total. From here to yours, to Shedfest, back to yours, back to here.
Yeah.
That was a long day.
Yeah, and I also packed up my whole
You've packed up your whole
life.
Moved from
shithole to another shithole.
down south to up north.
Yeah, it's a better shithole.
Yeah. So,
back up north. Loving it.
Should we talk about Shedfest?
Yeah, so Shedfest.
It was alright.
Yeah, it was alright.
It was good. There's some good cars and stuff there. I think we were both expecting
a little bit more.
It wasn't bad. I just don't think it met what we thought it was going to be.
No, there was a lot of people who just stuck some cool stickers on the car and called it a show car. And,
yeah.
Don't get me wrong. There was cool cars there. Seen an RX-7.
RX-7 was good.
A couple of RX-8s. Not one of them started it and made it go brap 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 brap.
Yeah,
I was a bit
you were going around going, where's the brap brap braps at?
I was a bit disappointed. You got one of the best sounding cars.
There was the M1 Coupe Ute.
Yeah.
Fuck, I loved that car. That was so sick.
Also, what was the car that was just covered in a carpet?
That was something to do with a charity. I can't remember what it was though, but that was cool. It was like Big Bird, but a car, wasn't it?
Yeah, weird. There was a couple of questions as we were walking around. It was like, why would you do this to a car?
Yeah,
like what was there was a Ferrari as well that just looked like it had been sanded back, waiting to be primed, and then just driven.
No one had done anything with it. It looked like proper ratty, but I kind of liked it.
I was looking at it. I don't think it was a real Ferrari. I couldn't tell because it didn't.
No.
Usually, I didn't recognize the interior. I don't know any Ferraris.
I'm not versed on the old Ferraris though, because they're not really my thing.
No, there's an S14.
Yeah, there was the S14. That was cool. You had a good mooch around Phil.
Yeah. I would have liked to seen under the bonnet, but it was a bit busy everywhere.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't want people poking
under
your bonnet.
It's kind of what's the name, and it's like kind of the attention to detail that you're going.
Yeah.
Because like there is a lot of attention to detail gone into that car. So if anyone doesn't know, Phil is Alex Kirsten's V8 swapped. Is it V8 or is it V6? I
think it's V8.
One of the two swapped MX-5. And you were saying, weren't you, that he was like, you'd read somewhere that it was like, he was like 30 grand deep on it?
Yeah. And I was like, I could see. Because my car's still on jack stands and I don't even want to think about how deep I am in mine.
Yeah. There's so much detail.
It takes a lot of money to just be rust free on a car like that.
Well, that car went to Yorkshire Rust Restoration, is it?
I think so, yeah. They were
there, weren't they?
So when we did the welding on my car, I was watching his videos.
To see how it was done?
Yeah, I was watching his videos and how he did it. I was watching videos by a YouTuber called Project 380 who's big into MX-5s. And he's got two. He's got a Mark 1 and Mark 2. His Mark 2 is a weapon. A weapon. I think he's ridiculous power on it, and he's got it on air cups so he can lift it up like Lamborghini's nose lift. Loads of money spent on it. Full drift car. So he done a bit of welding on that, and I've watched his video, watched that, and they were the two. So I knew who Yorkshire Rust, what is it?
Yorkshire Rust Restoration.
Yeah, I knew who they were. Watched his videos. He is quite good.
I got quite excited over Big Pete and Bigger Pete.
Big Pete and Big Pete.
Yeah, Big Pete and Bigger Pete. They're the two Disco 3s
Ah,
that they've got. One of them's now got the V8 swap in it out of the Range Rover, which is Bigger Pete.
I think I missed it.
Yeah, they were in the corner, and I was going, oh, you know when I went, oh, it's Big Pete and Bigger Pete, and I went,
thought,
and you were like, what are they? And I'm like, that's got a V8 in it. It's sick.
there was a Mini that was just had loads of carbon fibre bits on it, and I actually rated. It was cool.
Was it there that we saw the carbon fibre MX-5 top as well? And
The hard top.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it opened up a world of possibilities for me. Because I think if you get an MX-5, obviously the hard top's the sort of what you want.
Yeah.
For the winter, but I've sold my hard top for the simple reason is I kept falling over it. It didn't colour match correctly, and I just like being able to drive down the street and go, "Hey, it's sunny. Oh, it's raining again."
Yeah.
But that carbon fibre one, I'm thinking how light that is. That'd be ridiculous.
You need to get one of the. You need to build a trailer just to carry a hard top around it.
Ridiculous. But no, I like having the soft top and pull it down. Call me a weirdo.
Yes, there's the 1 Series Coupe pickup.
Yeah,
that was cool.
There was a few Ute conversions, wasn't there?
The Borer. Someone had made a Borer as well. And I'm like, why did they stop making the Caddy a Ute?
Yeah,
because that was a like the Mark One. Yeah, well. It was the Mark One Caddy was a Ute. MX-5s for days.
Yeah, I mean, there must have been.
There was that X5.
Must have been about 3 tons worth of rust on that.
That X5 with the subs in the boot.
Yeah, that was a bit funky.
Don't get me wrong, done a really good job on it.
Yeah, sounded amazing.
Not my fingers though.
But he's got an X5 that doesn't have a boot now.
Yeah,
because it was massive.
The whole appeal of an X5 big boot.
Yeah, but there was a few nice cars, a few interesting things. Can we talk about the prices in the gift shop?
The Goodwood gift shop.
Goodwood.
You has an aneurysm looking at a scarf.
£160 something for a scarf.
Yeah.
What? Because it says Goodwood on it. Cashmere jumper, £200.
Yeah.
Goodwood.
We had
T-shirts were okay. They were about £45, but I was thinking for a branded T-shirt, you know,
it's about on par. It's about right. We had a look round. Well, you had a look round the Springs.
Oh yeah, BC.
You looked around, yeah.
BC Racing Coilovers was there.
You had a look around their tent.
Yeah, there was a few people selling some 2 posts as well. They were trying to get some.
There wasn't 2 posts. Oh no, they do sell. Yeah. We had a chat about equipment for garages, didn't we? About one of the car lifts because we were like, that'd fit in the space that we've got.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "How much do you reckon?" And we were like, £2-3 grand. He was like, £900. I was like, "What?" That's quite good. Sick.
It's something we're gonna look into. You've got the.
I've got the information. Yeah. They gave me the information. Equipment for garages.
But BC Racing, everyone had a sticker of BC Racing on, and I was like, "Have you all of you spent this much money on coilovers?" And then I realised BC Racing were giving away stickers, and then people go and put them on the car. So no, not everyone had coilovers. But yeah, apart from that, it was decent. It was a sunny day. I got sunburnt on the nose.
Yeah, I tanned quite well.
But yeah,
that was a good day.
I wish there was. Obviously, we stayed away from the main stages and stuff. Not that we weren't interested. It was just a bit busy to get to them.
Yeah, because there were a lot of people there and crowds.
Yeah, and then also the there's a few sim racing bits as well that we tried to get on and weren't really.
The queues for them were just huge, weren't they?
Yeah, but I thought it was gonna be busier than what it was because it felt like there was big sections. I don't know whether it's because we turned up 2 hours after it opened, but
yeah,
I thought there was big sections where
To
we
be
were
honest, I
walking for a
think they
bit.
did a good job of spreading things out so everything
Yeah.
wasn't all in one place, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
But when you're walking a mile down the back straight
Yeah,
to go and look at cars,
yeah.
yeah, it was a bit.
But it was.
There's a few rush buckets as well. There was a couple of patinaed cars. I can't remember what. I like a patina.
I can't remember what you mean.
I think
I
there
know
was
what
a
you mean.
patinaed Volvo,
Yeah, was it the V70?
something like that.
Yeah,
Dope. I
yeah.
like a patina.
I just like Volvos. Volvos with a big diesel engine.
He loves a diesel.
They
Gone to the dark
2.5
side, isn't it?
D5. Whoa. I've been on the dark side for a while though,
Yeah.
because I had the Skoda that was diesel, and now I've got this that was diesel.
You bought 2 diesel cars, and that's it. You sold.
Yeah, but I've been on them for like.
You were looking at buying a diesel TT at one point, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
I was looking at buying a diesel Giulia, Alfa Romeo.
See, I like that. I rate that. But a TT just doesn't feel like the.
Is that a Spitfire out my window?
Speaking of Spitfires,
There was a Spitfire there. Is that a Spitfire out my window?
sounds like one.
It is as well. That's madness. Okay.
Speaking of Spitfires,
Speaking of Spitfires, there was one. Yeah, because obviously at the Shedfest this year was at Goodwood Motor Circuit, and it was. They've also got the do they call it an autodrome?
Goodwood Autodrome.
Yeah, and they house like 4 Spitfires there, don't they?
A lot of racetracks are also runways as well. So,
Yeah,
like Thorkston's it's got an
Thruxton.
airport, whatever the fuck it's called.
Thruxton.
Um,
Yeah, that's
also got a.
But
I think that's helicopters.
is it?
I'm not sure. Never been. Never flown a
But yeah,
plane
we
or a
got that
helicopter.
took off and landed twice,
Yeah,
which was
it was loud.
wow loud.
Um,
I'd never realised how big they actually are.
yeah, the
I
Carola.
thought they were I thought they were a lot smaller than they are.
It scares me. I feel like because doing cars and then driving them at 150 mile an hour scares me as well. I'm thinking, wow, did I bolt up that correctly?
Yeah,
Imagine thinking the same about your plane and your.
yeah, because they're old plane. I'm not sure they're originals though, are they? Are they the reproductions? I will check that.
Don't know, mate.
But yeah, so
pretty
far,
was alright.
Shedfest was a good day. And I was saying to you, they're doing another event near Worcester.
Yeah.
In September, and hopefully we can get your car into a condition where we can show it there.
There's a few events coming up with Mission Motorsports that we can go to as well.
Yes.
Which
we're
is
gonna
the
go
charity for ex-service members.
Yeah. And gets them into motorsport, doesn't it?
Yeah. So we can have a look at that.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I think Shedfest.
That's pretty much our wrap up from Shedfest. Some cool cars, some not so cool cars. All out good day. So, car news.
We got any?
Bentley.
Go on.
Most powerful bentaga ever made.
And what power?
600 brake horsepower. Bentley Bentaga out of a V8 engine. Obviously, they scrapped the W12 last year.
Yeah.
And in its place, they've put a V8.
I think we missed a step there. We should have went down to V10. And
Yeah.
And then when everyone moaned
however,
about...
it's so I'm on Auto Express. Most dynamic Bentley Bentayga yet will feature a hugely powerful twin-turbo V8 engine.
600
So they're set to announce this week.
Is this
most prominent fact? no hybrid assistance,
So they're going
purely internal combustion.
See, this is interesting because Mazda have chose to do the same with the MX-5.
They have, which we talked about in the last episode.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that this is an SUV, 600 brake horsepower SUV.
Yeah, though. Also, Fiat have just decided they're going to start doing hybrid engines
over the electric,
which is hybrids are okay. We don't like electric. Electric are just boring. Like for example, the GTE. I'd buy a GTE if they weren't. They hold the value quite well. Do you know the Golf GTE?
Yeah.
Ridiculous miles per gallon on them.
Yeah, so one of the lads that I work with has not long bought a hybrid Mercedes.
Yeah.
He got from here to Le Mans.
To Le Mans
on less than a full tank.
Ridiculous.
That is ridiculous, isn't it?
Well, Tesla's stocks have took a plummet, haven't they? Have you seen it in the...
I think that's because most of the car manufacturers now are moving away from electric.
Or the market's being overtaken by that Chinese brand that's coming in, BYD?
BYD, Build Your Dreams.
Is that what
it's a Chinese...
They're the ones that do the little jumps, aren't they? And you can make
are they?
The Chinese car that can... Mate.
So it also says here that the Bentley Bentaga will offer a new sports mode as a part of its stability control system that will allow drivers to drift this 2.5-ton leather-lined Colossus.
This is the BYD, right?
Yeah. That jump. No, yeah, I've seen this. It like hops. Have you seen the new sand mode on the new Mercedes G-Wagons and the GLAs?
That's been around for a while.
I only got shown this the other day. They're literally going down roads in London going, boom, boom. Blew my mind.
So that car I've just showed you that jumps.
Yeah.
And it could jump over speed bumps. It is also 1,300, the equivalent of 1,300 brake.
That's madness.
On a production car.
Yeah.
So I'd buy one of them over a Tesla.
Yeah.
Also, the production for the Carola GR is getting changed to moving to the UK.
£41 million deal. £41 million investment from Toyota into the plant in Burniston, Derbyshire, where they already make the hatchback and the estate versions.
But not the GRs.
Not the GR. So at the moment, they're all made. So the GR Carola, GR Yaris, and GR86 are all currently made in Japan. But because they're at full capacity and there's a lot of like want for the GR Carola.
It's in mostly the North American market, isn't it?
So there's a lot of want for it over there. So they're taking the production that they can't produce in Japan and moving it to Burniston, which is...
It's to do with the trade, the tariffs, isn't it?
When I read about it, it's not to do with the trade deal. However, it does benefit them. This has been in talks long before the Donald Trump tariffs. So, but it just makes sense to move it there because it uses the same body anyway. So
does that mean we're getting...
It could possibly mean,
Carola GR.
Hopefully, that the GR Carola comes to this country. Because at the moment, it's only sold in the Southeast Asian market and the North American market. Which when it first was announced that they were making it, I was so excited.
Yeah.
And the
Yaris we got, that's a mean beast.
Yeah, so we got the GR Yaris and the GR4 Yaris.
Yeah.
The GR4 being, the limited edition all-wheel drive
monster.
Yeah. Have you seen what you can do in that? Where you can change the balance of the power ratio on the fly.
Dope.
So you can make it drift better.
It's just a track car, isn't
you can
it?
do up to 40-60, so 60 at the front, 40 at the rear. And on the flip side, you can do 80 at the rear, 20 on the front.
All-wheel drifts.
Yeah, all-wheel drift.
Dope.
So you can swap them, but you can basically change it between anything between those values.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not sure it's quite healthy for the diff.
well, I can imagine that. No, because it'll just be based off like it'll be similar how to. I don't know.
No, it's independent diff front and rear.
Is it?
Yeah.
So
With the transfer case from the gearbox.
I know in F1 cars they can adjust the diff and how that reacts.
Yeah,
Can't
they can. Yeah,
Do you
but
reckon that's a
obviously
similar technology?
possibly a similar technology, and it's maybe why
The car's so expensive.
Haas have now partnered with Gazoo Racing.
They have, yeah. I didn't know this.
Yeah, so Haas have partnered with Gazoo Racing, who are Toyota's factory race team. That's what GR stands for. So when you're buying a GR Corolla, it's a Gazoo Racing Corolla.
Yeah.
It's a Gazoo Racing Yaris.
So I didn't know this until I seen the sticker on the car and was like, when did that happen?
So partway through this season.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not far into the season anyway, but it's since the start of the season that's happened.
Oh.
Because personally, because Toyota have been talking about getting back into F1.
Yeah.
Because obviously they haven't been in since they sold the team to Braun for £1.
And we know how that went because now they're Mercedes.
Yeah. So
for those who didn't know,
I think that Toyota will eventually buy Haas.
have you seen the rumours that Porsche are looking at buying
Yes, there's rumours that Porsche are looking at buying Alpine.
Yeah. With Andretti.
No, because Andretti are with Cadillac.
No, Andretti's talking about apparently he's been cut.
Yeah, because originally when Cadillac were to join the grid as the 11th team, it was supposed to be Andretti Cadillac. But the FIA were like, no.
They don't want Andretti
They
in
don't
the
want
sport.
Andretti in the sport.
And now he's talking about doing it with Porsche.
In other news,
Go on.
do you remember the M3 CSL?
You'll have to remind me.
So the M3 CSL was an M3 that came with a carbon air intake to ITBs.
No.
Yeah. And a few other spicy bits, different boot lids, different bonnet, different styling, and was a little bit quicker than the normal M3. And we're talking like E46 generation when this was out.
Right.
BMW have just announced an M2 CS as a spiritual successor to the M3 CSL.
So the M2's always a bit funky for me because there was a big controversy.
I don't like the new front end on the M2.
No, there was a big controversy. They looked like
the old ones, so the F generation. Yes, the F generation M2. Absolutely stunning car.
Yeah.
The new G generation M2. Back end is on point.
I think
the front end looks like a melted welly boot.
Yeah,
it doesn't look right.
It looks funky. But then, have you seen them in person? Because in person, they have a mean.
I hate them even more. Like, it looks like it's got big chipmunk cheeks because of like the two massive air intakes at the front of the car.
They did change the sort of traditional style kidney grills, didn't they?
So I'm gonna just get some facts up on this M2 CS. So it's going to have the same type of louver intake that the M3 CSL did.
So the same style, and what do you mean by louver intake?
It's like, as in, it's like a louver's intake.
Yeah.
Special channels and stuff inside, but it's going to be carbon and it's going to be cool.
Yeah.
And just that will add 82 brake horsepower to the car. Don't ask me how it works, but it's going to be a total of 526 brake horsepower.
There's got to be
in
some
a car
tuning
that
in
weighs about a ton.
There's got to be a little bit of tuning.
No, because it's to do with like. We're going to go into some bit of engineering talk here. I know sometimes this blows your mind. It's to do with how the air enters the engine, whether it's laminar flow or non-laminar flow. So with non-laminar flow, the air's quite chaotic. It's like dirty air coming off the dirty air.
Okay, let's talking my language. Dirty air.
Dirty air. You know what dirty air off the back of an F1 car? How it's all chaotic and all that.
I know also when you're trying to overtake a lorry.
Yeah. Whereas if the air's coming into the engine in a laminar flow, all of the air particles are flowing in the same direction. They're not bouncing off each other. It's just easier for the air to get in, and that will add brake horsepower naturally.
80 brake horsepower.
80 brake horsepower.
From an induction kit.
Yeah.
There's got to be a little bit of tuning.
So it says here, BMW has given its baby M car a hell of a lot of horsepower. The two-door rear-wheel drive German sports coupe with 562 brake horsepower. 526 brake horsepower. That's 82 brake horsepower more than the old M2 CS.
Than the old M2 CS. So while being at Shedfest, we missed the Monaco Grand Prix.
We did miss the Monaco Grand Prix.
And what an exciting race we missed.
Was it?
No. 71 laps of a parade lap.
I mean, there was I'm thinking about, there's nothing notable to talk about.
Norris won his first Monaco Grand Prix, though.
Norris won his first Monaco Grand Prix.
He also put it on pole.
Yeah. Boring.
Verstappen tried a bit of a funky strategy, but it didn't work. He managed to overtake Hamilton.
Yeah, with the last lap pit stop. Because they've got the 2 pit stop rule.
Yeah.
Have to do a 2-stop strategy at Monaco now to try and make it more interesting. Still boring. I hate Monaco. It's not worth it.
At this point, I'd rather watch Formula E or Formula 2 go around Monaco.
Yeah, but the cars are thinner. There's more action.
Exactly. This isn't a track for F1.
No.
Not the size of the cars now. And I know we're going to make them smaller and stuff. 82% of fans voted for the Monaco to be dropped off the calendar, even though it's got a contract till 2031.
2031 should be the last race.
I think
this year should be the last race.
Yeah, it should be done. We're going to add extra pit stops. Well, maybe they're going to make them do a lap backwards next year and see if that makes it better.
I can't see that working.
I was joking.
Thought you were being serious for a second then.
Like, it's Max Verstappen described it as a Mario Kart track. He said it's not a racing track.
No, it's not. It's too thin. The corners are too tight. The track's not fast enough.
Slowest corner on the calendar as well.
Yeah.
The hairpin. It's boring.
It is boring. Imola the week before, though.
Good race.
Well interesting. So we had
that
the first corner overtake by Verstappen on Piastri.
We had 2 safety cars, and a virtual.
Yeah.
Interesting. Cars breaking down on the side of the road.
And I want to address the fact that I was really excited for Colapinto coming back.
And he's done really, really
done
well.
so well.
Can you explain to me how he's forgot what a blue flag is? I watched the practice.
Can you explain
sessions.
to me how he's forgot how to race an F1 car? Because he came into last season part of the way through, did very well for the car he was in because he was in the Williams, and he's come across to Alpine.
Yeah.
He's put it in the wall twice.
Yeah.
Twice. And so far he hasn't finished in the points.
He's also just
been done for impeding, forgotten what a blue flag is.
Yeah. And it's in practice sessions. It seems like every practice session there's like 5 blue flag infringements.
And Alpine are looking at bless me. Alpine are looking at replacing him already.
Yeah, so there's talks of bringing in Schumacher. So he's only
Schumacher Jr.
So they've done what they did to Duhan, where they were like
5 races,
go, and then
5 race contract initial stint.
Yeah,
they've done the same with Colapinto, and
now they're looking at
doing the same with Schumacher. So he'll only be on a 5 race contract as well.
I'm excited for Schumacher to come back to the grid.
He wasn't very good the first time around.
He wasn't in the greatest of cars, though, was he?
He wasn't
the slowest car in the grid, and he did outperform his teammate every weekend.
Yeah,
his teammate is probably one of the worst drivers.
Who was he teamed with back then?
Mazepin.
So
I'd like to see him do well. Obviously, he's got it.
I mean, he's got a lot to live up to with his dad's legacy,
and even his uncle's legacy of Ralph.
Yeah. But I don't think anyone's ever going to beat the glory days of Michael Schumacher.
No.
Because I remember growing up watching Michael Schumacher in the Ferrari winning.
Yeah.
You know, back when Ferrari didn't bottle every strategy they put together.
Back when Italians didn't work there.
Yeah. Is that what it is? Back when Ferrari was German.
Well, most of them were British as well, weren't they?
Yeah.
The lead strategist, I'm sure he was like from the UK somewhere. It could have been Milton Keynes.
But hopefully, if he does come back, which looking at Colapinto's performance.
And we're talking 2 races in. He's already had his confidence knocked by not making it to basically the first choice. However, Hadjar seems to be just bringing it home.
Well, Hadjar's overtaking the tunnel. Was it? I don't know if you can call it an overtake.
No, it was another little reaction.
Yeah.
That was on a practice session.
He's doing really well. Like, some of his overtakes, though, are phenomenal. Was it the Chinese Grand Prix when he was just like sending it up the inside of everyone on the hairpin?
He's took to F1 like a duck in water. He's doing quite well.
Yeah, he's doing phenomenally well again for the car that he's in, because he's in the Kick Sauber, isn't he?
Interesting that Red Bull said they want to be, close the gap up to the leader. They want 25 points by the time they get to Spain, and they are exactly 25 points now.
Who's this?
Max Verstappen behind the leader, which is it Norris now, or is it Piastri?
I think
it's still Piastri.
It's Piastri. However, I will do a quick rundown of who we've got where, because it's swapping and changing that often. So for the drivers, it's Oscar Piastri with 161 points, Lando Norris with 158 points, Max Verstappen with 136 points, George Russell with 99 points, and Charles Leclerc with 79 points. So far, I would say that Piastri's pretty much running away with it.
But then again, he is only 25 points behind Max Verstappen, and that's what Red Bull were hoping by the time we get to Spain.
Yeah.
Spain's this weekend. And he's exactly 25 points behind.
For the team standings, McLaren's in first with 319 points.
Yeah.
Mercedes are in second with 147 points.
Yeah.
And Red Bull are in third with 143 points.
And how many points has Max Verstappen got?
136.
So Max has 136 of their 140.
Well, Yuki Tsunoda is currently on 10 points.
Yeah. Which is okay when you're in the second team, but not when you're in the main team.
Not when you're in the main team at all.
To be fair to him, he's had 3 races and he's had a nasty crash at Imola.
That crash at Imola was...
I turned off the telly.
What?
I turned off the telly. I was watching it and I seen the crash. I was doing something, I glanced at the telly and seen the crash and I turned off the telly and I thought I've just seen someone die. It was a nasty crash. I turned it back on and seen him getting out of the car. I was like, oh my God.
It's one of those though, isn't it? Like, I think in the time that I've been watching it, I've seen the Roman Grosjean crash.
Horrendous.
Which was horrendous.
Yeah.
And that was that while they were doing...
That was during a race. That was
Bahrain, but they were doing the Bahrain circuit backwards, weren't they, because of COVID? Because they ran...
No, I don't think so.
Are you sure? I'm
Yeah.
sure it's because...
I think it was down you go through the chicane and it was going down the straight. They're doing a Bahrain circuit backwards. What are you talking about?
They ran, I think it was Bahrain, twice during one of the years that it was during COVID.
They did Silverstone twice. And they did a Nürburgring.
Yes, they did. Bring back the Nürburgring circuit, like the Grand Prix circuit.
Yeah.
Bring that back.
We don't want the green.
We don't want the Nordschleife. Absolutely not. Speaking of the Nordschleife, something between these episodes that took place, Max Verstappen GT3 test.
Hang on, Franz Hermann
GT3 test in the Red Bull liveried Ferrari 458.
Yeah, and he managed to set, I believe it's rumoured he set the lap record.
So I heard that he'd set the lap record for that session, but I'm not sure whether he got the GT3.
He only did 3 laps.
What?
He only did 3 laps in that
because they're doing tests at the moment, aren't they, for the WEC?
Yeah.
To see whether the WEC would work.
Can I just say, he is a racing addict, Max Verstappen. Not only did he race the Grand Prix the weekend before, he also had a kid the weekend before and was like, oh, my weekend off, instead of spending time with my new family, I'll just go drive another series.
Yeah. I mean, wasn't it the night that his new child was born?
Yeah.
Wasn't he on air racing?
Yeah. Well, he also missed the premiere for the F1 movie.
Yeah, he missed the premiere for an F1 movie
to play
iRacing. Class. Imagine how much trouble we'd get in.
Yeah.
Sorry, can't do that today. Why? iRacing.
Yeah.
Can't see my newborn child. Why? iRacing. Can't walk the dog today. Why? iRacing.
Yeah, but we're talking, this is Nelson Piquet's daughter. She knows the score.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I believe she was a very good racer as well herself in go-karting.
Was she?
Yeah. And so was Max Verstappen's mum.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know this. So, shitbox of the week.
So we set out a challenge to find a bone stock car that we can convert to a track car with not a lot of money.
Yeah. So the initial car had to be $3,000. And these are things that we think that you could easily turn into a track car. So do you want to go first with yours?
So I've found a Renault Clio 182 in RB blue. Bone stock. Nice.
The only thing I don't like about that is front wheel drive on a track.
Yeah.
But 4 pedals.
What did you just say to me? No.
I thought I saw 4 pedals.
So it's got 3 pedals. It's a nice colour. And we know that you could strip these out, put a roll cage in and go.
Pretty much, yeah.
And there is series that you can get into. I mean, for that price, you could get into a racing series.
So mine's more of a track day car than it is for racing series. So 2007 Mazda RX-8.
Okay.
It's done. Doesn't say how many miles it's done. A little bit of a problem. 12 months MOT. It's had a new radiator, new battery, 2 new belts, service, and new rear lights.
And it's bone stock. What colour is it?
It's like gunmetal grey, silver.
Yeah.
2,250.
I'm gonna. And this is just something you'd take to the track. It's not going to be something you put in an
No,
event.
but rear seat delete, roll cage, induction kit.
Yeah.
Set of track tyres, possibly coilovers.
And I'm sure rotaries are banned from motorsports events.
They are. You are correct.
Due to Mazda.
Sorry, Formula Drift, they're allowed.
Are they?
Yeah. But yeah, rotaries are a bit of a touchy subject when it comes to motorsport because for the size of the engine, the power output is amazing.
Yeah.
So, but I think that would make a good track car.
No, 100%. I agree. Drinks fuel, though.
Track car.
Yeah.
Got my daily. Of which, can we just talk about 550 miles to 3/4 of a tank on Sunday? That's amazing.
Yeah.
You filled up twice.
I'll order you a Blue Peter badge.
Winner. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this week.
Gonna try and get more videos out more often.
We are gonna try and get more videos out. We've got one planned where we're gonna talk you through a service and things
on a shitbox.
On a shitbox that things that we think you should be looking at during your services and stuff, and then hopefully we're getting another podcast episode out early next week.
Yeah. And we're welcome for suggestions on what you want to see.
Yeah, so if anyone wants to leave in the comments for what you would like us to do for the shitbox of the week next week, please do so. I think that's about it.
That's it. That's a podcast.
That's a podcast.